home activity, and I'm going to break down a little bit about Wake Forest in comparison to that. And then also we've got we'll call it our question of the week that I've been asked 3 times, so I guess it's time to answer that, which is what is considered a bedroom. So we're going to get to that at the very end here. But let's start off with our triangle stats. The number of active listings is at 8,947. Those of you that have been following this for the last 6 or 8 weeks know that that's a huge increase. We finished the month, or we were in the middle of the month of May at 7,900. So we're literally up 1,000 listings in the last 4 months now. And this is the time of the year that that's typically expected. We see homes coming on the market, but the demand drops a little bit. Usually it's bolstered by the Wake County Parade of Homes and the Franklin County Parade of Homes. So you can keep that in mind as you're dealing with it. Average days on the market is up to 107 days. Median days is at 67. The average list price is $380,842, with the list price median at $310,000. Hey, Sean Bray Daniels, glad to see you joining in here. So basically, again, we're seeing the significant increase in the number of active listings here in the Triangle market. Now, when I do my research on the Triangle market, I'm including all real estate activity that is resale and new construction. I don't count rentals into the properties, so I'm looking for residential resales and new construction when I'm running my numbers. And we've got $3.4 billion worth of real estate on the market right now. So the good news is inventory is increasing a little bit. The bad news is that we're probably going to go under 30 days of median time on the market for closed properties here sometime in September. It's very possible that we could hit that number for the particular properties that have actually sold. So, good morning, Mark Parker, president of the Raleigh Regional Association of Realtors. Glad to see you listening in. So as I ran my numbers this morning, the other piece that we're looking at is the percentage of new construction that is on the market. The triangle-wide stats that I'm running have 27% of the entire triangle market being new construction listings. It's interesting when you compare that to Wake Forest, where I live. 41% of the market is actually new construction. So it's kind of interesting to see how much new construction there is versus in 2010, 2011, 2012, when you couldn't find a new construction because everybody had gone belly up. So, but if you look at the new homes separately in the Triangle area, you will notice that the average list price for new construction is $402,000. That's up about 22 grand from where the total market is, which tells us that our resale is probably somewhere in the 370 range, if you look at it that way. And then the median list price for new construction is $349,340. That's a very specific number, of course, meaning that half of the new construction are above that price, half of the new construction are below that price. So you're literally 50% of the market on either side. In addition, if you come to Wake Forest and you look specifically at the Wake Forest market, we have 431 homes on the market as of this morning. The average days on the market for those listings is 95 days, so a little bit less time on the market. And then the median days on the market is 61. So again, just a little bit lower than the Triangle area market. But when you look at the average list price at $451,000 here in Wake Forest, you see the huge disparity between what the average is in the Triangle market at $380 versus Wake Forest at $450, almost $70,000 above. So you're talking about a 1 in 6 increase. So a huge jump, and then the median list price at $400,000, so a $50,000 increase right there. So as you're looking at that, you know, it's amazing to see the numbers and how much different it can be in the hyper-local markets. So it's very different in Cary, it's very different in Durham, and there are literally pockets of the subdivisions that are selling very well and doing great, and you can go 2 streets over and there may be a slowdown in that area. So if you look at the percentage in Wake Forest of new construction, out of those 431 properties on the market, 177 of them are new construction, or 41%. a large percentage compared to what we've seen in the past. So if you look at the totals, got some overall numbers to compare year over year for you. Inventory from August 2015 to August 2016 is down 15%. That's a huge drop. If you look at the numbers back in 2000, late 2009, early 2010, we had almost 19,000 listings on the market, so it's not surprising to see those numbers where they are. And then the August closings year over year were another huge jump from MLS. They just delivered these numbers this morning, but August closings are up 16% year over year from 2015 to 2016. We had a booming month in August locally. Peter Kima is awake, Justin. He's making noise in the background of the video while I'm trying to film this, so you may hear his team cutting up a little bit, having fun this morning. Glad to see you guys on here. And but anyway, going back to the August numbers, let's review those one more time. So the inventory is down 15% from August 2015 to August 2016. August closings are up 16% year over year from 15 to 16. But if you really want to get a feel for what's going on the market, the closings in the month of August are up 53% in 2016 compared to what they were in 2012, the first year of the actual recovery that we talk about. So if you look at those numbers, we had about 3,600 closings in the month of August in the Triangle MLS. So if you think about that, there's only about 1,800 back in 2012. So a huge number that can make a big difference and give you some perspective on where we are, especially for those of you. We've got about 8,100 agents in the Triangle MLS right now, and a lot of those folks have just been in the business for the last 2 or 3 years. So having some of that historical perspective to understand where we are is huge. Couple of things that you need to be aware of. Number one, the Fed is meeting tomorrow on the 20th and Wednesday the 21st. We do not expect them to bump rates, especially based on what's going on right now in the economy. Lots of concern with potential terrorist attacks this weekend up in both New Jersey and in New York City, and our hearts go out to them, and our thoughts and prayers go to those folks in NYC up in the Chelsea area. I'm very familiar with that area because I've been to Chelsea Market with my wife when we were going to the Food Network studios and things like that. So we send our thoughts and prayers to those folks. Another thing that we need is to make you aware of is a question that I've been asked 3 times this past week, so I figured I'd come on here and answer it. And the question is, when measuring a home, for you realtors, when measuring a home, what is considered a bedroom? And everybody thought that a bedroom must have a closet in order to be counted as a bedroom. Well, that's not exactly the case. And I give you the example of, think about a historic home. If you walk into a historic home, most of the time their bedrooms are really big, but there's not a closet in there. Why is that? It's because they had a big armoire that held all of their clothes back in the days. They didn't have these huge walk-in closets. They had just 3 or 4 outfits that they used. So the key is that you have to have not only the door to go in the room, you do not have to have the closet, but you do have to have a window. So you can't just have 4 walls and a door. You have to have, and Justin, I saw you come up there, 2 forms of egress. You're exactly right. You got to be able to get out through a door and get out through a window in order to call it a bedroom. So you do not need a closet. Now remember that it must be finished, and all the other rules from this little book right here, happen to have sitting on my desk, the residential square footage guidelines. Remember that you can't count something as residential square footage unless it is heated and finished. So you do have some requirements to meet there from a minimum standpoint. But ultimately, you do not have to have a closet in a bedroom for it to be called a bedroom. So there's your lesson for the realtors out there watching this morning. So again, let's review active listings as of this morning, 8,947 active listings, up from 7,900 in May. So huge jumps beginning to happen. Large jumps in the closed inventory in August. August closings up 16% in 2016 compared with 2015, and then closings for the month of August up 53% when you compare 2016 to 2012. So hope that gives you some information that you can use today. For those folks that are here in the Triangle area looking in this morning, certainly invite you to give us a call if you'd like to know what your house is worth in today's market. If you'd like to learn a little bit about how our marketing system works in order to get your home sold faster and for a higher price, you're certainly welcome to give us a call. Phone number is 919-669-4575. You can also hit us on email at info@paterealty.com. That's Pate, like my last name, spelled like the French pate, pronounced like you're in the South, P-A-T-E, Realty, R-E-A-L-T-Y. There is no I in Realty. Otherwise, that would make it reality, and it would be too far from different. So, info@paterealty.com, or you can always visit us on the web at paterealty.com. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.